It has nothing to do with her because I know that the people who are on... Oh, you can use it. Yeah, that applause should also go to the comparer for having given me the chance to speak, because why I felt that I should not steal much of your time, because more important deliberations are to happen, and the speech of a mayor, the explaining the biodata of mayor is nothing so important. I have persons of much repute on the stage. You have Loknath Behra, see his name Loknath, and then Kashi Vishwanathan. I am totally finished with Anil Kumar, because when Kashi Vishwanathan and Loknath is there, then what is the use of explaining all my biodata to all of them? That's why I told you that I'll straight away start. And again, we have the director from CIAL, Mr. Manu. There are many eminent speakers. Mr. Ravi Gupta gave the welcome address. Dear friends, I was thinking about what to speak in such a summit, and I was telling Mr. Behra that sometimes I hear his speech, when he makes a speech, I don't see much police chief making such very good speeches in public. We have IAS officers, but Loknath Behra has given a very wonderful insight into how, because he was I think the introductory remarks that Mr. Behra made was actually for me. So that's why I feel that I can cut short my speech, because everything that the mayor should have told the audience, he has told. And he has also invited you to go around Kochi, and he has told that Kochi is a city that has its own uniqueness. Every city, every mayor will tell that my city has its own uniqueness. But I am a person who always wants to tell that, see, even though these things are there in the city, I know that we have many shortcomings also, which Mr. Loknath Behra did not say, because since I am here, I would say that many areas the city has to improve. There is no doubt about that. He has told about all the natural geography that the city is blessed with, because he told about the canal system. He told about, he missed only the airways, I feel. You have the airways, you have the port, you have the railways, you have the canals, you have the backwaters, you have the rivers. It's totally true. You won't find such a city in India like this. And this is the reason, now I understood, Mr. Behra, that is last time in the mobility conference, when the mayors conference, a small platform for the mayors, some of them from outside the country and some of them inside the country, some 6 mayors were told to speak, and I was one among them. So I was wondering then why I was called from the South India, because I am not part of the party that rules the center, and it's not easy for a person like me to be called in the mobility conference. Now with Behra speaking, I understood that this is the reason why I was called, because the chances for mobility, unlike any other Indian city, I feel that Kochi has a lot of potential that is still to be unleashed. And I feel that the technology of which you are going to speak, I'm not going into the details, is going to unleash the potentials of developing the city into a much more sustainable mobility that we can achieve. See, very, very fast I will go into the points I wanted to make. One is that railway is so important to the city right from the days of the rulers, when the kings were the rulers, because for everybody of you to know, during the state of Kochi, when the king used to rule, the then king, his name was Rajarshi. What he did was that he mortgaged his personal gold jewelry, and then he had started the railway line from Kochi to Shornur. Just imagine, it was not even democracy. The then ruler did this, and I have never heard of such a milestone in history when a king has done all this. So this is how the city has developed. I believe that the mobility inside the city is truly connected to the railways, because we have 2 railway stations. We have another one that is on the making, which is the marshalling yard, which is to come up, which is a 100-acre area, and it has a lots of potentials to grow as a railway hub. See, the city was in fact divided with the railway lines. And the first challenge before the municipal corporation and for all the stakeholders in the city was to build railway overbridges. And we made all these railway overbridges. 2 more we have to make. One is in Atlantis, Mr. Behra knows it, and the other one is in Vadadala, after which I think the whole city will be full of railway overbridges, and the movement of the cars or the buses is not going to be affected by the railways. The second major important milestones in the history of mobility in Kochi was done again by the railways. That was by Konkan Railway. I don't know whether Mr. Bera knows about the Konkan Railway report that finally resulted in the coming of the metro rail. Mr. C. Raju, I still remember the name of the engineer, Mr. C. Raju of the Konkan Railway. It was the RITES report. So the RITES gave a interim report and a final report. Even now, if somebody reads the proposals of the RITES, it came way back during the 90s when Mr. E.K. Nayanar was the Chief Minister and Karunakaran. It was both the Chief Ministers changing hands. And many of the proposals that was done by the Konkan Railway has been imbibed into the city, and Kochi Metro Rail has been a game changer to the whole scenario of transport inside the city. And I am thankful to the KMRL. The city is thankful to the KMRL. I feel that the applause should actually come now, because the KMRL should get a good applause from the whole audience, because they have changed the length and breadth of the city. The third game changer was the water metro, which you saw just now. It is Atmanirbhar Bharat, I don't doubt, but the whole fiscal spending for this project has been done by the government of Kerala. It is the first time that we are making such a thing. It came from a majority of its capital investment came from loans. The German government was pivotal behind it. And I would also share with you a very big secret that the then people who came to Kochi actually wanted the Kochi corporations to start the water metro. And my political adversary, I won't hesitate to say that my political adversary was my predecessor in those times, Mr. Tony Chambani. He didn't have any doubt in his mind. So when these people came, he called the KMRL MD to his office. It was Mr. Elias George, who was yet another another bureaucrat in our state who holds so much esteem here. He was the additional chief secretary also. The mayor told Mr. Elias George that the corporation may not be in a position to do this thing. Though water metro and the canal connections, the backwater connections and the island, connecting all these islands are something that we have always told in the budget. We don't think that the Kochi Municipal Corporation will be able to do. KMRL will be the best agency to do this. It is the best suited agency. The mayor introduced the whole team to KMRL. And as the mayor now, who is his successor, I'm very proud to say that Water Metro has again changed the sustainability transportation of Kochi to its height. And many people come here, they like traveling here, whoever comes even from different parts of Kerala. And I even remember when I went and met the state minister for our Mohua once in Delhi, he was explaining to all his party men in his colloquial Hindi that इस आदमी तो कोच्चि का मेयर है, कोच्चि का फर्स्ट सिटीजन है, मैं तो प्रधानमंत्री के साथ कोच्चि गया था और उसका वाटर मेट्रो कमाल कर दिया उस लोगों ने. And I was very proud because he was telling all his party men that Kerala has done wonders, which Behra has been speaking. So now what does the city actually to do with all these things? I believe that the role of the mayor is what Elets is doing now. The role of the mayor is actually to bring all the stakeholders, and that is what Mr. Behra told, that the mayor has always given a free hand to all of us, and he has never interrupted in what is happening inside the city. And I'm proud to say that, unlike in the past, I have never made a derogatory remark about any organization inside the city that is working. Even when shortcomings are there, I talk very personally, and I see that everyone is working because everyone works for the city. The Port Trust works for the city. KMRL works for the city. The Smart City works for the city. Even the CL, even though geographically it is outside our boundaries, but since it is, even then, it is Kochi International Airport, and I get the, what do you say, kind of, say, when the mayor comes, I get the treatment because it is Kochi Airport, it is CL. So each time I fly down, I believe that it is, it's part of the city. Now, I would bring to the notice of this august audience something of a different nature also, because I am the co-chair of the Urban Commission. Urban Commission, I am the only people's representative inside this. Everyone is an expert. It is the first commission that has been empowered by a state government to study about the urban growth. Because Kerala has its own trajectory of urban growth. With those who are not so accustomed with Kerala, I would say that actually the state itself is a city. We tell that the state itself is the biggest city in the world, because the entire state is a city. You won't find a village. I don't think you will be embarrassed if I tell that. See, the Kochi International Airport is actually placed in a panchayat. Will anybody agree? Many of you might have been coming through the Kochi International Airport. It is actually been run by a panchayat. But it is nothing rural there. You will find that it is a city. So the entire city, the entire state is a city. So we studied, we gave an interim report to the Chief Minister. I will bring to the notice of this session two important points. One is climate resilience, because it is so important to Kerala. You might have known about the Wayanad incident that happened. Everybody knows about the flood that happened in 2018 and then a small repetition in 2019. We made use of every scientific data that is available, because the government of India's major stakeholders regarding study of earth sciences and all were there in the commission. And from that, we came to know that slowly the pattern of urban sprawl is going towards the east, that is nearer to the Western Ghats, which is going to be a killing trend in Kerala, because you know that the state is a narrow strip. So the moment you go to the east, what will happen is that there are every chance of a landslide happening. There is every chance for a groundwater depletion that is going to happen. If that is the case, what is the way out? This is one important point that I wanted to make straight in this session. I would say that public transportation is the biggest answer. Railway is the biggest answer. Metro railway is the biggest answer. And water transport is also a big answer. Not even, I would say, flight. To tell you an example, yesterday I left my hotel in Trivandrum at 10 o'clock. I traveled for the first time from Trivandrum to Kochi, but I reached my home only at 2:30. If it was Vande Bharat, I would have reached my home at 12:30. Understand? This is what happens, because when a flight gets 1 hour delayed in a small state like Kerala, I think railway is the biggest game changer. And even the type of, the water transportation, I feel that it is also going to be a solution for all this. So when we developed the master plan, we decided that we will have the transit-oriented development. We had Mr. Behra's input also. So what we are trying to do is that, what even the Urban Commission is thinking of is that, like anywhere in India, what the government of India thinks, that to have more population around the TODs, so that it can be beneficial to the metro, it can result in the metro even expanding more, to see that your reliance on private transportation can be brought down. We have also gave the government, I don't know whether it is going to be implemented, we have asked the government to think about a green fees. For every private vehicle, there should be an additional fees, because environmental sustainability is something so important. So if we can populate the transit-oriented development places where metro runs more, I believe that it can be another answer, and it can also cement the sustainability that we have had. And I have my political thoughts also about it. I believe that a person who belongs to my political tradition should always fight for public transportation. Because public transportation, cheaper public transportation, that doesn't spoil the environment, because when the environment is spoiled, when there is a backlash from the environment, the first people who suffer are the ordinary workers. It is the slum dwellers. It is the ordinary man who even sometimes lose their livelihood, even for a day, when the whole city is flooded because of a mini cloudburst. It is not the executives who suffer, it is the ordinary people in the land who suffer. So this is my political thinking, and I am not hesitating to share it before you. So I will always be a votary of the sustainability, railway and mobility infrastructure that is again going to invest in India. And I believe that in Kerala and in Kochi, it should have more stake in the transportation networks that we are going to make. So this is all I want to say. I think I was asked to speak for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but I have maybe steal some more minutes of my time. So thank you, all of you. It has been a wonderful experience. And even though I was away from the city for rather 20-25 days, but I wanted to be part of the session because this is something that is so interesting to me. And at the last, I would tell you that we are going to develop a local area plan in Vaitla. Why Vaitla? Because a small circumference in Vaitla. Why Vaitla? Because Vaitla is one of the important stations of the metro. It is the most important station of the water metro. It's not very far from the, the railway corridor, a railway station that I was telling you, marshalling yard. So another railway station can come up there. The biggest bus stand in Kerala is in Vaitla. You get auto rickshaw there. So you have a perfect intermodal transit system. 2 of the canals come to the river and to the backwaters in Vaitla. And our sewage plant also exists there. So this is the perfect place, I believe, to have a local area plan to show the whole world that a transit-oriented development which gives importance to urban transportation, mass transit systems, is going to be the answer to whatever problems that we are facing. And I want to state very confidently before you that before this council goes, before this mayor goes, we may finalize the local area plan. And I believe that even this summit is going to contribute much to the development and for the local area plan that we are going to make. So thank you for making me a speaker. Thank you, Mr. Loknath Behra. And thank you for all the stakeholders who are behind this wonderful seminar. I wish all the best to this seminar, to this workshop. Thank you.